Hi, my name's Phil. I'd like to come out politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss press reform again. The Sun have had to issue a correction to more of their immigration-based lies. The correction is weak for a number of reasons, not the least of which, of course, is because hardly anyone will see it, but plenty will have seen the original disinformation. Besides, prevention is better than cure. What we need is a way of stopping so-called news outlets spreading lies in the first place, and I think there's a reasonably straightforward way to do it. But first, for daily political commentary, please hit the subscribe button so you stay notified. So, The Sun made a claim that 1 in 12 Londoners are illegal migrants. Then a correction, which I only know about because someone pointed it out, explained that their figures didn't actually include all Londoners, and that those they classed as illegal migrants actually may have been legal migrants. So basically they fiddled both values in the quotient then. But there are three massive problems with this correction still. The first, it does not encourage the writers and editors to be more careful in the future about what they write. Second, hardly anyone will see it compared to the original falsehoods. Third, even the correction is weak. It says that their figure included some legal migrants. Well, someone reading that might think, it'll just be a few percent, nothing really worth bothering about. Yeah, technically, some of them might have been legal migrants. It's probably like 2 or 3% or something. In reality, it would have been more like 99%. Obviously, there are illegal migrants living in London, and it may be possible to estimate a rough figure. But the idea that a significant percentage of the entire population are living there illegally is ridiculous. They're literally talking about a population 10 times the size of Scunthorpe. How could you hide such a number? Because let's be clear about what an illegal migrant is. Break it down. If something is illegal, it means it's in breach of the law. If someone is an immigrant or a migrant, it means they are living in a land for which they do not have citizenship. So an illegal migrant is someone living in a land for which they don't have citizenship illegally. I mean, it's simple enough, isn't it? So let's pin down what exactly that means by first considering the legal ways to be a migrant in the UK. The first is by having a current and valid visa. This might be a visa to study or to work, for example. They're issued by the Home Office, and so you are a legal migrant. No difficulties there. The government have said so. Second is by having settled status. So you maybe did have a work visa. You stayed here for quite a long time. You would like to stay here indefinitely. So you apply for settled status. You don't want to change your citizenship. So the Home Office decides on that as well. If they agree that you should have settled status, you are legally settled. You are a legal migrant. Again, you don't usually get any quibbling here. The third way is by claiming asylum in the UK. Now, this is where people get confused, but the law makes it clear that it is legal to cross into the UK bypassing the authorities and not having a valid visa. If you are here in order to claim asylum, and in fact, if you're coming to the UK to claim asylum, you actually can't get a visa anyway. So if someone comes to the UK by whatever method, seeks out the authorities and immediately claims asylum, then the law makes clear they are in the UK legally. Even if that method of travel would be illegal for someone coming here just to find work. So the only way to be an illegal migrant in the UK is to not have a valid visa, to not have settled status, and to not have an asylum claim. And if you were an illegal migrant, you would not be known to the authorities, because if you became known, action is taken to deport you, which is also what happens if someone has their asylum claim failed, because at that point, then those three conditions don't apply to them either. This is why deportations are at record levels at the moment. Labour are just processing asylum claims properly, and because there was such a backlog, it means, well, inevitably a lot of them are going to fail and the applicants removed from the country. All legal, no issues. I mean, let's put it really simply. If someone is in the country illegally, the authorities detain and deport them. That happens by law. Any bullshit about, the government are intervening to stop it, that's just deluded. The government don't have to intervene. They don't have to tell the police and the courts to ignore the law, which they wouldn't do anyway. They just change the law if they want. So an illegal migrant is by definition not known to the authorities. And although they obviously exist, it's impossible to exist in such large numbers that there would be hundreds of thousands of them in London without anybody cottoning on. So the Sun lied. They were forced to issue a correction, which they did in the weakest way possible. No apology, not even a serious correction, the bare minimum required to comply with the very weak rules which exist for the press. It reminded me of when Boris Johnson was forced by Parliament to seek an extension to Article 50 in 2019, so he decided to do so by photocopying his arse. When a genuine mistake is made, the correction should be made as prominent as the original mistake. If I make a mistake, what do? Following video, I just say, oh, by the way, I got that wrong. There's not more I can do about that. You know, paper's the same thing. I don't expect them to make sure everyone who read the original incorrect fact, shall we say, make sure that they all see the correction. You can only do your best. But when a mistake is not genuine, then it needs to be punished. I've said before, I would like to see a duty of accuracy, a legal duty of accuracy. Anyone presenting comments for a news or current affairs outlet should face a legal duty to make reasonable efforts to ensure accuracy. Journalists, editors, even guests who appear on a news or current affairs programme. Now, mistakes can happen. We can all get things wrong. But real journalists don't make obvious ones. They all have fact checkers who know what they're doing. If someone is found to have lied, they should be prosecuted. If they repeatedly offend, there should be an expectation that they will go to prison. You don't go into prison for a first offence for something like this. A fine is okay. But if they keep doing it, yeah, then prison. See how many lies they publish then. Now, if the government were to propose such a measure, I can see what would happen. Journalists would go, oh, we're not allowed to lie, but you're still allowed to lie then. Why doesn't the same law force politicians into this duty of accuracy as well? That would be a good idea. Imagine how different our politics would be if journalists, including pretend journalists, as well as politicians, were not allowed to tell lies in public. And none of this blurring of the lines. Oh, no, but that Twitter account's just for my personal thing. No. If you want to be a journalist or a politician, anything you say in public, you are saying as that journalist or politician. You don't clock off. So you're not allowed to lie in public. You can lie in your own house. You can tell lies to your kids, whatever, but not in public. And if they don't like it, no one forced them into that profession. Maybe they could get a job in cyber instead. Let's see the Tories try to challenge legislation which would compel them by law to tell the truth, including in Parliament, or say nothing. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.